Hi, this is Marriott Chief HR Officer David Rodriguez, and we've got a special couple of episodes of The Wondernaut Show coming up. Rather than being on the other side of the table as the guest, today I'm playing host. In a bit of a role reversal, my guest will be Alex Wondernaut himself. Hello, Alex, and welcome to your show.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here, David. So today's opposites day, I guess. And we're going to have dinner for breakfast, or will Marriott associates go and stay at guest houses? Probably better yet, will you and I switch paychecks? Oh dear, well, it didn't take long for me to get in trouble. I can see the glares from my producers in the corner there already.
Sounds like a great idea for a future show, but no, it's not opposites day. Over these 2 episodes, Alex, I want to talk to you about your recent visits to a few of our hotels. We sent Alex all over, and he got a first-hand view of our company culture, so he gets to give us an outsider's opinion. I figured I could do with some help running the show, so I've asked our global officer in charge of culture, Debbie Marriott Harrison, to join us. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, David. Hi, Alex. It's so nice to meet you.
You too, and thanks for coming on the show. I mean, you must really like your job to change your name to Marriott.
Oh, well, yes, I do love my job, Alex, but I'm actually a Marriott by birth and so happy to be part of the family business.
That actually makes a lot more sense. Plus, you might be better able to help me score a room upgrade than David is, who's not been very forthcoming so far. A very special welcome to The Wondernaut Show.
That's my job today, Alex. Now, let's get right to the question you've asked me on our previous podcast. What makes for a happy workplace, and how can you promote employee well-being? So let me ask, what impression did you get from your visits to our hotels?
Well, first of all, let me just say that I had a great stay at all of the hotels. Really, I did. I was struck by the fact that the associates always seemed to be smiling. Like they're actually happy. At work. I mean, do they get paid by the smile? Because that's something I've asked my producers about. Unsuccessfully, of course.
No, Alex, all the smiles are natural.
Well, you did assure me that there's nothing dodgy, no secret sauce involved at Marriott. So I asked some of your associates, why are you so happy? What's with all the smiling?
I would love to know what they said.
Well, I'm a great guest, so I am going to tell you. I must have heard a dozen people say things like, at my hotel, we really know how to take care of people. And it's the at my hotel that really struck me.
You mean they felt like owners of the actual hotel?
Exactly that. Proud owners, even. I felt like I'd walked into their home rather than a hotel, which, of course, is their workplace.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that, Alex. My grandpa believed that it was important to make people away from home feel at home, and my dad feels the exact same way.
It was that, and even more. They almost unanimously told me that the people they work with feel like family, and that they pass that on to the guests. I mean, I myself was greeted like a long-lost son, which is more than I can say for my own family when I turn up at home, which is more like the weird uncle that's overstayed his welcome.
Well, I'm glad our associates made you feel so welcome. Debbie's dad, who you met on the last show, Bill Marriott, has dedicated his life to making sure that they feel like family.
That's so true, David. You know, when you visit hotels with my dad, you'd better budget some extra time because he's going to shake every hand of every associate, no matter how long it takes. And whenever we're both in town, we love to eat lunch in the cafeterias with the associates. He will always ask about their families and about what's going on in their lives. And my grandpa, he was the same way.
I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Someone actually told me that your grandfather once kept a very important group of bankers waiting to start their meeting because he was speaking with an associate.
Well, it's funny that you heard that story, and it's absolutely true. When he walked into the hotel that day back in the 1950s, he did what he always did. He shook all of the associates' hand and asked each one of them how they were doing. One housekeeper said, "Well, I'm not doing very well, and I'd really like to talk to you." So he sat on the couch with her and listened to her concerns and her suggestion that he start a training program for the housekeepers. Grandpa then called over the general manager of the hotel, and they both listened to her ideas, which eventually led to a very successful training program.
So what happened with the bankers? And why were they there in the first place?
Well, the bankers were kept waiting, and they were there because they had come to meet with my grandpa to discuss the future funding of the next hotel project, the iconic Keybridge Marriott, which overlooks Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah, I know it. I get nervous every time just lingering around the ATM machine in case the bank changes its mind. Wasn't your grandfather concerned that they might close the bank vault on him?
Well, it was an important meeting with the bankers, that's for sure, but he told them that there was nothing more important than what he was doing at that moment, which was helping that housekeeper. It was family business to him, and it's the same way with my father. and that kind of company that they envisioned. I'd like to think that's why our associates think of our hotel guests as their family, visiting their home and making everyone feel welcome.
It's a great story. Thanks for sharing. And it actually really sums up my own experience. I was made to feel so welcome on my trip. It was like everyone felt they had a personal responsibility to make the hotel feel like a warm family home. And that's because they really do feel like family.
That's fantastic news, Alex, and it makes me so happy. I think that's a perfect place to end this episode. So you still got plenty of your trip to talk through, though, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I stayed at some really funky new hotels that I want to ask you both about. And I saw some really interesting ways that you help your associates and how they then help each other.
Well, I'd love to hear about those, Alex. Do you mind if I stick around?
Absolutely, please do.
So it's a date. Join us next time for more of Alex's tales in another Wondernaut special. Until then, take care and go be happy.